Hello again. Just essentially redoing the preview video I did earlier that I shot in normal portrait mode on my phone. And whilst, yes, it plays back nicely on a phone, it doesn't play back so nicely on widescreen or on a desktop. Anyway, this is just a very brief overview of the Leatherman Crunch. As I said in my previous video, I bought this purely because I'd always had an interest in the design and the mechanism and the way it worked, and after doing a little bit of research into this particular Leatherman model, it became apparent that Leatherman were going to discontinue this particular design. So, as always in life, as soon as it was becoming harder to acquire, that made me fancy one even more. Therefore, I scoured around for this particular example that you see here. I managed to find this secondhand on Facebook Marketplace, and after a quick soak in some soapy water and to remove any residue or dirt, fluff, grit, etc, etc, and a quick going over with some 3000 grit very, very fine sandpaper, you can see it's come up fabulously and it looks like new. Anyway, so very quickly, the pliers, mole grips, very, very good, very, very interesting mechanism, very easy to pop out, set up, get into your first grip situation, if you like. So we'll just adjust the grip a little bit, which is done by adjusting this knob here. So we'll just open the jaws a tiny bit and then grab something. A little bit tighter. It locks into place. Very convincingly, and it's nice and tight. You could easily use that to hold an item, you know, a bolt or a nail or a file or saw, or something you're trying to solder. So yeah, the mechanism is very nice. The jaws open up pretty wide. If you wind this right out, you can probably grab pretty large bolts from that. Anyway, one of the criticisms I'd read about this device when I was looking online was people saying that because the amount of space the mechanism takes up, both on this side and also on this side, there's not much space for tools, which is true to some degree. You get a fairly compact knife, which locks, just basic essential tools. You get a fairly compact file, and you get a Phillips. You get a small flathead and a large flathead. You know, so these are the, you know, not getting scissors could be deemed a little bit of a pain, but you do get nice wire cutters built into the mole grip head, which are handy. And yes, you know, the tools are a bit small, but you know, they're perfectly serviceable. Obviously, like most Leatherman tools, they lock into place very, very securely, and that's never going to close and inadvertently cut your finger off. So just a little press of the button and she folds in quite nicely. The tool does fold up nice and small. It's quite slim. It's quite a slim Leatherman. It's quite light, which is nice. One of the neat features about it is if you unscrew the adjuster, you can put in one of two tools, either a standard hex tool, and that goes in, locks in place, gives you a very nice usable set of pliers, a screwdriver, And you can, even though the aperture is a hex adapter, you can also slot in a Leatherman bit driver. That sits in quite nicely. It doesn't lock into place, but you know, that's kind of overshadowed by the fact that you have then got the functionality of a nice screwdriver. Obviously you can fit in the ratchet bit driver as well if you wish, and also it gives you full functionality to use regular hex bits. So it's good, nice. And I think that covers just about everything really about this. It's a very, very nice tool. Small, light, compact, durable, 25-year guarantee, standard Leatherman, fabulous build quality, and the pliers are very, very good, as are the wire cutters. Sadly not replaceable on this model, but it's like everything, you make compromises with tools, so the wire cutters aren't replaceable. So that's one of those things where if you're in an emergency, yep, use these as your emergency wire cutter, but preferably, you know, save your tool and use standard wire cutters. Thank you very much for watching.